Our next guest is going to tell us about the most advanced digital society in the world, Estonia, Estonia. He is the e-Residence Program Director of Estonia. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is Kaspar Korjus. There he is.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Great to see new faces here. I'm Kaspar. I'm then running e-Residency. I've been working for Estonian government for past 3 years. And I will take you through the journey of what could one digital society look like if you could start it from scratch. Like we had quite an opportunity after the collapse of Soviet Union. When there are no legacy systems and you can do everything from scratch, what can you do? When I showed that picture 10 years ago to people, then they said that it's so ugly. If you show that picture today, then we understand that this is fabulous and beautiful. This is the screenshot of Estonia. It's a decentralized data exchange. You can access that only using your digital identity. Each Estonian has that for the last 17 years. You log in, it's all encrypted. You own your data, only you can access your data, only you can give rights to who accesses your data. All of that, besides being decentralized, is data once principle, meaning that your data is only in one location. And it's all blockchained in the sense that all of that transactions which take place there, whether it's digital signing or incorporation, has a hash, and that hash is blockchained. Of course, not data itself. This blockchain, because it increases the level of trust between government and citizens. I personally don't need to trust Minister of Social Affairs that they don't check my healthcare data. My healthcare data is there. I can see who has access that using their digital IDs. I can give rights to access to my pharmacist if I want e-prescription, and there is a log for that. And I trust that because it's mathematics. This is not a new thing. I could talk that thing 10 years ago also, same way. What perhaps throughout the last 17 years has happened is that as it was very scalable, it enabled to build up services, and thousands of them, so that now the society is fully digital. From my own example, last 4 times I've been voting, I wasn't in Estonia, I was voting using my e-ID, so I was still part of my democracy. We have e-prescriptions, e-police, e-cabinet, health records, e-school, you name it. So whatever could be there is there. The same way, perhaps whatever could be automated one day will be automated. So the question was 3 years ago, what next? Why, and the question was proposed, why should we only serve Estonians now? If everybody can access that place, why do we only offer those services to Estonians? And there was decision, let's become a global nation. Let's become a borderless nation state, so that everybody managed to become our digital citizen. The same way as you're a citizen, you have ID card, now you can apply and get digital ID and become a global digital citizen. When we launched that, and personally, at least when I started to run that, didn't have much of an idea why you should become a digital citizen of Estonia, what Estonia wins. But we took this as a government startup, like we have here sandboxes, like let's try it out, let's see what happens, who wants that and why. And I have like 1-minute video which was just released last week, so I'll show you this, which explains within a minute what is e-Residency.
Our new digital world knows no borders, and great business ideas are no longer limited by where you work or live. E-Estonia is a digital nation for global citizens. for those who've thrown off the shackles of national boundaries. Literally anyone in the world can apply. E-Residency is legitimate and transparent. A government-issued digital identity that gives you the freedom to run a global EU company online from anywhere in the world. Establish a company within a day. Access business banking. Use international payment providers. Digitally sign documents and contracts, and declare Estonian taxes online. We're Estonia. Tech is our expertise. And through e-Residency, we are empowering entrepreneurs everywhere. No matter where you were born, no matter what passport you carry, you can apply. Use e-Residency to run your business from anywhere in the world. Unleash your entrepreneurial potential, because no business should be bound by physical borders. Apply for e-Residency today and join our new digital nation. e-resident.gov.ee.
Thanks. So it became clear quite soon that the business environment is the first thing we could offer to the world. First service which we can actually open as a garment. First, it was more like a business project because we can increase our economy, but today the main reason we do that is we really believe that each nation in global sense needs to find its place where it's the best at. What is the role of the Netherlands in global world? What is the role of Estonia in the global world? How can each of the nation states make the world a better place, kind of? If you don't find your role, then you become what I call a pointless nation and you're in no use of. This is what I feel what we can be used of. This is Estonia's gift to the world today, the digital society which we can open in the business environment at the moment. But of course, it doesn't have to stay like that. Eventually, we can already see now other nations following the digital society journey, launching their e-residencies. But when you think, then nation now becomes more like a service provider. You can kind of opt in and opt out to each nation. You can see that after 10 years' time, we have at least 20 e-residency platforms internationally. You can choose healthcare services from Switzerland, good services. You can choose banking from Dutch. You can choose business from Estonia, etc. You opt in, opt out. Hence, the services and nation state becomes legitimate, better user experience, etc. Today, we have over 25,000 e-residents. There are already established over almost 4,000 companies. So I estimate that approximately 4 years' time, we have more companies run by e-residents than by residents. And after like 10, 12 years, I think this is a major source of income to Estonia. And we can then start speaking about alternative revenue models for nation state instead of taxation. Because taxation is also quite old school in that sense, that why do we need to hurt businesses? Why can't we have subscription-based model? And this led me to a question which I wrote a blog post 3 weeks ago. What if Estonia would offer S-coins to e-residents? What if Estonia would do initial coin offering, launching our own crypto tokens? So this reached to some media, and I got a lot more people who don't like me in Estonia now, but also people who cherish the idea of countries offering crypto tokens. One of the guys, by the way, is your Dutch guy, Peter Kenty. He designed that picture also. So what about S-coins then? So I launched the article in a sense to gather ideas, and this kind of worked. I didn't have much understanding, like with new things, no one has, right, of what an S-coin should be. So I proposed, let's do S-coins. And there are kind of 3 different solutions so far which people have proposed, whether it's cryptocurrency, The Bank of the EU didn't like that idea. Bank of Estonia didn't like that idea either. And then whether it's crypto token, a commodity, or whether it's security. And yesterday we had very good discussion also, and I think what's going to happen with my next blog post, where I'm proposing the possible solution, comes from yesterday's discussion actually. I can't remember your name. Who did we discuss that yesterday? Are you here? Yes, what's your name? Scott Nelson. Scott Nelson, thank you. So Scott, for example, proposed that we should have two different types of crypto tokens. One for exchanging value, which value decreases all the time, so you don't want to hold those. If you incorporate, you pay to some. If you digital sign, you pay. So you keep that ecosystem alive. And other is a investment. If there are ICOs from private sector who raise 100 million without business plan, then I'm sure we can raise 100 times more for that. So there are e-residents who want to invest in Estonia, who truly believe in the digital society Estonia is taking forward, and I believe that we could raise tens of billions within our first ICO. The question is what to do with the money and how to avoid risks. And then the ideas were there also that you want to keep your tokens because then you get discounted corporate income tax rates, for example. All the money which we raise are reinvested into e-residency companies, so you want to be part of that ecosystem. So all of those tricks and methods could eventually lead to total new sources of income for nation states as well. And it's pretty fascinating. I think within like next years of times, we can see huge disruptions what these nation states through those new technologies what we have. Until then, because we would need to change there quite many laws, and some friends here help us to change, perhaps. But until then, there are private sector ICOs also, which offer services to e-residents. So if you're planning to do your own services, consider offering them to e-residents. There is Mothership ICO offers, launching your ICO platform. It's ICO platform through Estonia. You can do that, you can build up them. Or Change ICO, which is a banking service. They're offering lending and banking cards and everything for e-residents. There will be one ICO coming which offers digital wallet for e-residents, so automatically you would own some crypto tokens worth more than the card cost of e-residency, which you can consider can make the exponential growth. So think of new services, what can be there. What for government side is important, besides all the blockchain buzz, what is there, to recognize that blockchain itself doesn't solve any problems. Most of the innovations Estonia has taken are policy-driven innovations. Data Protection Act, Digital Signature Act, all of those legislations which we need to take place, and they support that, and we had discussion also here. So instead of many sandboxes and pilots, which we like to do because they don't kind of have any responsibility, we should actually proactively as a government change the laws, and that's it. And businesses come. And then the digital identity, of course, which needs to be solved one way or another. Without that, you can't offer digital services. I would like to leave here with some of the questions instead of answers. Let's imagine ourselves 10 years after today, sitting here. And let's ask those questions. What nation in the world serves 1 billion global citizens? Would you like to be one nation who offers services? What services will you use from your own country if you are a digital citizen of 10 other nations? What will be the source of the income for the country if cryptocurrencies are eating up all the taxation? What happens with countries who go to scaling mode and scale 1,000% GDP per year? And what happens to those countries who can't find their role in this new world? So, thank you for your time.